Welcome everyone in to Game 2 of the HLCS.
They're starting to think.
You're starting to thing? Alright, so here,
They're
Game 2 between Taewonies and the Founders. Malphite Mordekaiser are coming out for Taewonies. The Founders banning out the Rengar and Riven. I gotta pull up the rosters here real quick. But let me go see this while we're at it. XYZ. Ooh, now it's gonna look a little ugly. Kaisa pick for Taewonies. Now, I don't remember thinking about Anthony's. I don't know if Kaisa is Kaisa one of his big champions. I don't know if it is. Because I think the
he
team has
does
a
he
good
does
game.
play it, but both teams are out to a quick start with the bans, instantly banning
Rather go
Malphite.
quick. And,
Probably from
and as
Taewoni's got PTSD from last game, while Mordekaiser banning out Sean, both his main junglers. Uh, he does have another jungler, I believe. His Volibear. His Volibear hasn't pulled it out in a bit, but he does have that
it could happen here. I
available.
mean, the gen is coming out there as ban. Ban respect
Yeah,
for Anthony, and they're
three
wasting no
bans.
time. They're
Yeah,
wasting no time
same
right
three
there.
bans Team One did, so they are picking a winning formula here.
Morgana, a storyline to watch here. Will she continue to have a 100% win rate going into this? The Founders feeling confident on it. I said
So
Sejuani.
Sejuani pick. I forgot. I forgot. Sean also plays Sejuani, so that is a decent pick out of here.
Now, one thing I
We'll
would
be
like
able
to
to...
see. You go. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. You got it.
Well, one thing I want to see about the Taewanis here is one of the things that was kind of questionable about their draft last game, the lack of a tank. Sure, you had Graves who builds Death Dance, Ninja Heavy, where you get some of it in there. A Blitzcrank, very aggressive pick there from. I want to believe that is what that
Should
is
be Kobe.
Sammy.
That should be Kobe.
Kobe. Okay, yeah. Okay, so then I guess they're gonna pivot Sammy to mid maybe. Um,
No support.
unless is that Blitz mid. Or no,
I don't think
for
it's
the
Blitz mid.
what's it called pick? I don't know.
Ooh, a
A double
moom.
tank.
Wait.
A
Oh, okay.
double
So
tank.
there. This is an interesting comp coming from Team Three, a very heavy CC team coming out of
Very
here.
heavy CC. Very.
Um,
It worked well against them last game, so maybe they're gonna try to replicate the formula.
We'll have to see who Sean's playing because he does play both Amumu and Sejuani, so we'll see which one he picks. I think he's playing Amumu, but that would mean Chris might be on the Sejuani if that's the case.
Let's see. There's the Trundle coming out. I'm just trying to think. Who will be the? Who's the ADC for the
I think it's
Founders? Is
Eunice.
it ADC or support?
I think it's
Is it
Eunice.
no? It's no. I think it's gonna be Huber because he placed himself in the bot lane
Oh,
game.
Huber or Eunice? Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
Either of them. Your team is very flexible, so
Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be intriguing to see here what they pick. I'm expecting Taewani's to ban out an ADC here. Just kind of no, they're gonna continue cycling in on a top pick. Unless will that be? I don't know why would they ban out Cho'Gath there. I guess are they afraid of Cho'Gath mid? Maybe I don't know if that's a that is a pick of Ryan's. I know Ryan's been playing the Syndra a whole lot recently to mixed success.
with the Nar ban here, looks like Basil is fully banned out with his two top mains. We'll have to see what he pulls out here
A
to
zillion. This is a
counteract
very
that.
interesting draft. This is some very unique champions coming through, but I mean it's going to be Zillion mid, one would imagine, and then it's what would that be leaving? Amumu or I imagine Sejuani top. I think she's the better natural top laner. Again, not knowing the backgrounds of the players all too well, leaving ADC to be the
Mm.
last one picked. So
Mm. This does pose a question for you, Declan. What is your opinion on the Founders co-op so far with the lack of damage?
it before the Kindred pick there, I was going to say it honestly has been met kind of well with the Taewanis. The Taewanis they're gonna not lack so much as close in, but like I want to see. So far, it is a bit odd. Definitely just lane by lane. Taewanis have the advantage. Again, I don't know who the ADC will be here, but top lane, regardless of whether or not that's Sejuani or Mumu, it's going to take you a little bit to deal out that damage. Jungle, I can't see fights going the way the Founders early on here. I'm astonished. So
This is a
they're
very interesting comp coming out of the Founders.
I'm intrigued. I would love to see maybe in game chat if there's like, are they struggling picks here? Well, that's the draft, everyone. We'll have 5 minutes to look over it before game starts here, and I'll be able to shift all this around. Um, oh,
This
well,
is
there it
a
goes. There it goes. So, I mean, that's just. I don't want to say that you have to let them cook, so to say. You have to let them play it, see it out, but it's a very interesting composition. I don't know if this was planned. Wait, Morgana just got banned, but it was one of the founders' first picks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, day one at HLCS. Obviously, Rust is everywhere, so it's okay. Um,
technical difficulties,
yeah,
Chad. We'll
technical
be right
difficulties,
back.
of course.
Play the ad. Miggy, ad.
Put an ad.
No, I'm trying to think
You
of.
want to thank our sponsor for the stream, Raid Shadow Legends? Use code HLCS broadcast for 15% off your first recharge on diamonds. We also want to thank our sponsor, NordVPN. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Miggy Zarzoso, for the sponsorship ad
Yeah.
introduction. We are fixing up the game right
HLCS was
now.
made possible by Audible. Audible is the leading provider of audiobooks. They have over 180,000 of audiobooks to choose from. Visit www.audible.com for one free audiobook. This is the best place for audiobooks, and I cannot recommend it enough. Audible.com.
Recently, I've been listening to The Process by Mark Zumoff. Great audiobook. I listen to it in my car ride to work. It's amazing. Again, audible.com. Thank you, Usam.
All right,
These
we
are
are
looking a
jumping
whole lot
back
more
right into the
legit.
drafts.
So again, the big storyline here is the founder's lack of traditional damage. I can only see Zillion maybe really applying the damage. When in reality, again, Taewonies go for very traditional. This is very standard. This is run the mill. Maybe Blitzcrank is a little bit out of place here, but I guess one of the bigger points maybe for the founders is that it's going to be important who Blitz hooks in because you're bringing in CC in the form of Sejuani and Amumu, Morgana as well, but you can pop her out instantly, and then Dr. Mundo, you're just allowing a big tank into your back line. But yeah, it'll be rather interesting to see. And now the Zaya pick, I'm intrigued. So I'm imagining the Zillion might have been the Zaya. So no, so there will be the founders will have, this is not seen in the pro draft. They will have a Zaya.
An
They will have
actual
an
80
ADC.
carry.
They will have an actual 80 carry. There was something amuck there. Again, there's rust, technical difficulties around on all sides. It's for the most part, this is the first time a lot of these teams have met and played together. So communication errors are going to be rife. But so yes, that gets rid of the main concern there. I'm imagining it was the Zillion pick. Judging by the fact X and Z, you have to go with it. That unbiased here, that makes a lot more sense. That it makes it actually feel like it's going to be a good balanced game, not all too balanced on one side. And then the Thresh pick. Now I'm intrigued to see. Will ask these questions in the post game, of course. Is where were these picks in pro drafts? Did they not find them? I don't know what happened here. Again, day one technical difficulties. So I'm going to imagine that is Eunice on support. I'm going to guess that it's Hubert on ADC.
Let's just. I would say just wait until we load.
Just wait until the game, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But I was before we saw that they're actual picks. I was gonna say that the founders were gonna be in for a rough one with their team comp, but now given the circumstances, I think they have a better team comp than the Taewonies over here because I think early game Taewonies will have an advantage. So we'll see how the founders will be able to take care of that. But if they play safe, I think in the long game the founders should have the advantage.
I mean, one of the things I just like about it is, again, I'm a very big fan of tanks. I think, again, especially into a team like this, they're going to provide you with a lot of peel. And the founders have 2.5 tanks practically. Make that 3 with Thresh. It's going to be very It's going to be very important to see how this plays out. Now, of course, I will have this open. We're bring this over here while we wait to, I'll have to wait until then. But yeah, it'll be intriguing. Well, I'm going to step away for the next 2.5 minutes while we wait for the game to start. I'll be back. All right, welcome back, everyone. Here we go. The game we start here. I will switch this over here to look at the draft here one more time. I just want to make sure I can move my OBS here.
All right, let's get right into it. We do have the official founders comp. So we have Chris Chu in the top lane. Then we have Sean in the jungle with, is that Ryan playing Morgana, AP Morgana mid, and rounding out with Hubert on the ADC with Eunice with the Thresh support. Did not expect the AP Morgana mid pick though. Did not expect that one.
I'm just going to tell me right now if this will work real quick. I'm sorry. Let me just tell me if you can still see. I'll wait for it to be a dead play here because it looks like, who's this? The Taewonies are going for an invade.
They do have it. The founders do have it warded, so they do avoid that.
So allow me to fix all this here.
Have to see if Sean is looking for a top leash.
There we go. Allow me, just tell me real quick. I'm switching. Can you hear sound right now? There's like no sound going on, so it's really not helpful. Just tell me if you guys look into this. Is it just a black screen?
It's a black. Oh, now it's good.
Okay, so you're seeing Game of League of Legends, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we are starting out with a top leash while we have Basil Oh, not Basil. Sorry, Kyo sitting in the top bush. Let's see what's happening.
The top bush. Alright, let's see Kyo.
Chris Chu and Kyo having a quick early battle.
One other down. Bone plating coming in massively here. Oh, the E-star. Very interesting here. It's something important. Is that Sean coming over? Just enough to...
Bot lane with an early fight. Both ignites taken. Flash taken by Hubert here.
Hubert flashing out. Eunice going to back out there. Again, early on, Thresh will not deal that much damage there. As the souls accrue, the damage will improve. I'm intrigued to see what she started here. Whether or not it will be an E, a Q kind of game. Interesting thing. I'm just going to let it go back to the directional camera here. Actually, I'll keep it here. Oh, the hook misses there from Kobe. Now, we wait. I'm going to go back to here, as it looks like that simmers down. Sammy and
It's like
Ryan in the mid. It's a very safe matchup regardless.
Sean is looking like to go. He's going for a full clear, while Basil is looking to go for a half clear, while also looking for maybe a dive top here.
Potentially here.
I don't know about this one though.
Exchange. Sean on the other side of the map. Kyo wants blood. He's coming
They're
in. E coming down. The flash out.
That was actually pretty clean if he lives.
Precise perfection.
No
other
if I were in Sean's position right now, I would be invading bot jungle right now, given the information. Just because Basil cleared it looked like Basil cleared everything really quickly, so there's no way he would have got through most of his camps. But either way, he does get a scuttle.
Chris TP back in lane. Chris did TP back in lane, so now he will not have that up until around 8 minutes, I believe. And the same can both Kyo. Maybe it was part of the plan to have it be a very aggressive playstyle here, to not run teleport, so it'll always be something to keep an eye out for later on.
And with a nice
here,
hook.
Punch, everything. The hook.
A Eunice with the hook backwards!
There she goes. She recognized that she fluffed her lines there, but it, move on from it here. Everyone got there alive. Anthony nearly falling here. Ryan getting bullied out by Sammy there on the swing.
So far, not a good look for the Founders here. Mistakes made from all three sides, but it looks like there's another gank on the top lane against Chris Chu. Here we are. Oh, I mean, there's not much you can do against that.
And this place is in a very bad deposition there with the teleport gone. Not going to have for another 3.5 minutes. And then seemingly down what would I'd have to assume would now be 2 levels nearly on Kyo there if he stays for these next 2 waves.
Yeah.
So
well, the player I'm definitely looking at right now is definitely Sean on the Founders. Given that there are 2 ganks top lane, it's a matter of if he can really keep his mind clear and decide where to help. Because so far he's only been clearing jungle, so we'll see what he decides to do here.
And I think there is a point to be made as well. That this is the Taewonies' second game. They didn't play seemingly with a whole lot of rust in game 1. This is their game 2, so I would expect there to be almost little to no rust comparatively. So it'll be something to look out for. Potentially the game after this here, a good E from Sammy there. The Black Shield stopping anything from actually happening on it. But game 2 for them could be a bigger game to watch. We have some talking going on in the all chat here. And both teams comparatively right now, they're not really extending out for vision. Bot, you can see Taewonies do have priority on Dragon there. They also are matching. They're matching vision there practically bot lane as the ward expires in the Taewonies Tri-Brush. No, missed hook there. So you can see that they're wanting to play with ferocity here, some aggression, trying to force their hand. But for now, you're getting to the 6-minute mark. I would anticipate to see a play come out for Dragon here as you start out with the Chem Tech Drag.
Basil is in the top lane again. Could be looking for a 3rd gank top and see if Chris Chu can make sure that doesn't happen again. But
Basil roaming down towards mid. What I could only imagine is the Scuttle Crab right now. Yes. And I mean, they are exchanging blows in mid right now. Ryan playing a little up for it. Sammy should have E. Ryan's black shield should be just back up, and they're
Sean just made. Sean
again.
did just make a ping on the red buff, but
Wolfie,
looks like
Ulti comes out the flash. It's there. 3-0 to Taewonies right now.
I think part of that blame could be might be on Sean there because he did ping the red buff on the enemy's team. So I'm guessing he did make a call that the jungler was probably bot side, but that probably got Chris Chu a bit too comfortable in the top lane, even with the ward. Rough start for the Founders here, but let's see if they can bounce back.
Two of these kills have gone to Basil here, so I mean, leveling, which again is so important as a jungler, it's still even here. The hook coming in from Eunice, the play. Hubert will not recall the feathers. That might have been the fatal blow. Kobe gets out. Single digit HP. Still scoreless here. Still killless here for the Founders. Up, and it looks Basil is roaming in comfortably here mid. Is he going to leap over? We could see a little fight here breaking out. They're going to lock eyes here. And it's looking Ryan wants to go in. Who's pinging that? Someone wants to go in here from the red side. And it's looking as if the play is going to fizzle out now.
Nice!
No.
Good blinds.
Goes in, ulties. He still has the other charge on Q.
They have the damage. The ulti comes from Basil to protect.
Ryan running away. And here comes this looking to be
Kyo.
clean fight here. Kyo coming in and the kill. 5-0. A clean, dominant fight all around from Taewonies.
I don't know. I think there's just a lack of communication on the Founders so far.
And again, it's game one. You never know. It could always come out later on. Again, for a lot of these teams, it's the first time they play with each other, so this is to be expected. I wouldn't say maybe to this magnitude of 5-0, but it is only 8 minutes in. About a 2.4k gold lead, or deficit if you're on the side of the Founders. So
and the Taewonies are on Drake as well, without competition. But they do have prio, so there's not much to do.
The next drag will be Mountain, so it'll be very important if you want to really rock with the synergy that the Founders have gone for to go for it, because giving up extra immunities to champions like Jax, like Swain, that like to get in your face, it doesn't bode very well. You know, teleport coming back out from mid lane. Now all the action fizzles out.
Yeah, for sure. I do think the Founders are in a tough position right now, but I think if I were in Sean's position, I would really try prioritizing bot lane as of now. Because that's definitely their win condition. Because the other two lanes are supports and a tank, so they could definitely scale easily later without much trouble. But getting Huber ahead is definitely should be the #1 priority as of now.
And an interesting point to look at is nearly all these gold lead that the Taewonies have are just coming from his 5 kills. They're nearly identical in most lanes. A good black shield there from Ryan.
Nice blind, good. Oh, Eunice with the miss hook. Well, I think they still get the kill
They
though.
still get it. It's over. Fights breaking out all over the map here. Chris is going to go in, or Kyo rather is going to go on Chris there. Exchange fights. Cleaver's thrown. Nothing. Fight fizzles out. We'll stay top lane. Keep you posted on that.
Founders do pull out their first kill.
First kill.
Good roam up. Good roam up by Eunice, even though
Going
she
to
didn't
bring
hit
it
it.
down to a 1,700 gold lead. Oh, threading the needle on that dagger now. This minion wave will be important to fight, or to see, because I don't know if Chris would really want to fight that out there. Now perhaps next kill. Rift Herald on the table here. A play coming in. This will certainly have to be a thing here. Feather recall.
Oh,
they're going to focus
the
out.
flash?
They just don't know who to focus. They just don't know who to focus there. It looked as if Anthony was closer, yet instead they decided to go in there on Kobe. Both summoners wasted. My apologies. All summoners wasted. Ulti down on both champions. All for nothing there. Frustration.
Again.
Surely. Lack of
Again, it's another problem with communication, but I'm sure they'll be able to fix it later on this game. Just a matter if they can fix it early enough to make sure they can stay in the game. Good effort bot lane though. That was very good effort. Both junglers are bot side, so they anything could happen. Oh, flash hook.
Now we'll... If Hubert want to stay in, he could go for 2 here. No, he won't.
Oh, does he get the second? He does! The crits! A big crit from Hubert to get a double kill on the bot lane.
Bringing it back in. And now here, will Basil get it? No. They see this correctly. It lands in the middle of the dash. The second one's still
I don't know. I don't think. Oh, but he's still.
The tears aren't coming out.
Oh, comes out from Basil. I think Sean still has this. Unless Basil can just cut him, but he is crying on him, and he is dead.
There it is. A much closer game now. The goal deficit cut down to 1K. Surely Sean could take this, and he could potentially. What's the timer? 12 seconds now. It's too long of a. It's too short of a timer to go after Herald, but grabbing important vision down bot lane, which will only help out for Dragon, which is spawning short.
Great play by Hubert in the bot lane to clean up those last 2 kills, and great awareness by Sean to come down and help out with the last kill as well. Even though Hubert did die, I think it was very well worth it to get them back in the game.
And now, again, within a matter of seconds, it appears that, you know, advantage, at least in bot lane, has gone towards the way of the Founders. So again, the game is on a knife's edge this early on. You can have people that are 0-3, you can have people that are just having bad games, but again, on a drop of a dime, it can change. And also, another thing here. One thing's... Eunice, I believe, I don't know where she was put in the preseason power rankings in terms of support, but just take a gander at the mini map here as we see a play coming in here all over the map here. Basil stays, but they may know about this because, leading to my point here, look at all of the vision that I can't say all of it's Eunice, but judging by the vision score, highest in the game. All over the map. All over the map, they know what's going on here. And here it's looking as if there will be no contest. Sean up on the Krugs. No contest there for...
Basil able to slip in by jumping over the wall, even though there's a scuttle crab there.
It's very true.
They do have a visual quiver.
And it's looking as if... Are they going to play aggressive here? Yeah, they're not aware of it. It could just be a way of Basil getting it. And then running on down. And that is what? Hextech. So, it'll be a Hextech Soul, Hextech Gates, Portals, whatever you wish to say. Spawning all over the map.
Are there only 2 other axes?
A bit of a sporadic, or erratic, rather, hook there from Kobe. Again, a lot of the threat, whenever Blitzcrank throws out the hook, a lot of the threat is dissipated instantly for the next 10 seconds. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Hubert and Eunice play a little more confidently here.
Good trade by Chris Shrew.
Yeah, Chris playing again. He is not taking the 3 deaths to heart here. He is playing a lot more confident. Now mere 10 minutes later. So again, he's sitting on the Ninja Habai, Giant's Belt, and a brace here. The hook lands.
Looking by Eunice here.
The box drop.
The ult.
Anthony.
Hubert with the ult as well.
Down here.
Ulting.
Yes, he does. He has already recalled his feathers, so it'll be a waste opportunity on the
Basil is here for the gank. Gale Force, Q in.
Lands the big hook. A feather recall that does nothing, mind you. But here comes Sean and Ryan.
The rest of the team. Oh, Sean misses the first Q.
The first Q misses.
Both Qs are missed. But the flash ult by Ryan to secure.
Immunity dropped. And it's looking as if... No. The hook will miss. Lantern dropped.
Sammy comes in to clean it up. Both sides. Both sides coming out with 2 kills so far.
Disengaged fight, and it lands. And that Ryan will do it right there. It could... They could continue to fight this. They could continue to fight this.
The Flay? If Ryan has another Q? Oh, he missed it.
Top side as well. There's a fight breaking on top side. We're going to switch over to that right now. Chris Shrew running for the hills, mind you. Keo going in, but now it's the turret game. And no, Chris Chu will gather live, playing aggressive. He lands the cleaver.
Oh, Chris Chu.
Counter-strike misses.
Oh, good positioning. Oh,
And the leap away evades yet another kill here. Would be Chris's first. The gold lead, again, it is the gold graph is starting to slip more and more into a neutral position here. Less than 1K, down to 900.
that was a really fun fight to watch in the bot lane. Both sides. Initially,
Blow
just
for
both
blow.
bot laners, blow for blow, and then the roams from the jungle and mid laners to clean up their respective sides. In the end, I think the founders gained more than that, but fun watch so far for sure.
And again, just the rust, the lack of communication, all of that was there in the beginning. Minute by minute, it seems that it's starting to wear off here more and more, at least especially in the bot lane. But I mean, there it was an excellent roam down from Ryan and Sean. So again, they're all starting to fall into the same page here. Vision check. Still, Eunice is still clearing it out here.
CSing is pretty even as well.
Yeah,
on
no,
both sides.
that's to my point earlier. Again, I think in a lot of these lanes, the kills are the only thing giving them the difference here. As you see, Basil starting to take the
But Ryan did not spot him.
Ryan did not spot him. No pings dropping down on it. That's my recollection here. But oh, on that note, Sean sees that yes, we'll take advantage of that. There you go. We'll drop 2 on you.
And that's what
Now,
that's what I like to
it's
see.
gonna be
That's
a
what I
3v1
like to see.
mid, a 3v1
Sean-
with Herald in hand. It's gonna be important for Ryan here. He has to know something's awry. He does. He starts to play very safe, tacking in all that damage on Sammy. Falling back. There it goes. Sean could. Now they're going to know Sean's here, so Basil again, so elegant, will move out of the way. First turret down. And now, for the first time all game, the Founders have the gold lead again. Not the be all end all. It's a tie on kills. They're down 2 drags, but they have themselves a turret.
And I think this is a good amount of the acknowledgement should be given to Sean for making the initiative to go bot lane. As I said earlier this game, I think a really key part of this game was for Sean to recognize that bot lane is the win condition right now, and he's definitely recognizing that. And by ganking there, I think a total of 3 times so far, and every time has come away with
coming in.
a Founders
Ryan
lead.
whiffs it. Won't be enough. He does have the mark. Oh, the Zonias. Sean and Eunice will keep him to safety. The push in here bot from Anthony. And he'll go back. What can we imagine will be a lot of turret damage chunked out here. Bit of a stagnant moment here. Kobe running up. He will miss it. Missing Sean there by a whisker.
We'll have to see, because I think the next fight will be definitely a Drake fight here.
It'll be a Drake fight, and again, I would have to imagine the Founders will have to prioritize this. You don't want to go down 3-0 to it.
And looks like the Taewonies have dropped the Herald and then now are prioritizing the Drake. But
And it
will
may
the
not
Founders
even.
be
It
able to-
may have just been a mere flex here. Yes, a mere distraction piece, turret or that. Sean gets pulled in. They're not even going to give it up. They're going to go down 3-0, but looking for a fight here. Sammy with the Zonias and the flash out. TP coming in here from Chris. And Ryan here, mind you. Invulnerability keeping everyone at bay. Anthony just...
Chris is huge here. He can clean this up. He can clean this up. Oh.
A little too low. 3 lost, 3 deaths for the Founders, and a lost objective. At this point now, do you make next drag a priority? I'm intrigued to see what your thoughts are.
I think the Founders. I don't. I thought it should have been obvious that it was a Drake play, but they did take. They were all jumbled up on the Herald mid, so it was a good play by the Taewonies to distract them with the Herald. We'll have to see if they can get the last Drake, but I think they just need to prioritize the Drake a bit better.
lighting up the way of Bot River. Again, you can see that they had this in mind. They had this planned out, taking the third drag. No competition for it right now. You're just going out and clearing said vision.
So he's putting third person.
That all rounds. Again, most of these lanes they exchange. Chris having the lead now in top. Again, 400 gold amount at this point in time. As Sean starts, he gets hooked back in. He ulties. He might just have to give it here. Hubert's starting to back out there. Nothing more you can do.
And that's not what you want to see right now, especially when you're behind in objectives. And gold as of now, you don't want to get picked off right now.
22 minutes in, a death like this, not now at this point. A death like this in 10 minutes could easily be Baron Call. 2 turrets potentially. So, I expect to see Sean play a bit more smarter now in terms of positioning and just overall awareness.
Sure, I think they need to, if they do engage or if they do fight, they have to fight as a 5v5. They can't be fighting split, as in the Founders can't be fighting split off because their team is very reliant on a 5v5. And that just comes down to vision and positioning, so we'll see how that goes.
3 players on both sides here hovering around mid lane. Basil looking to go down to his bot towards Krugs. Who's that? That would be Thresh, Morgana, Zaya, all sitting in the mid lane.
No. Goodbye, the viable ending.
For now, as if there was fighting all a minute ago, it is now all gone quiet. Farming going all around the map. Let's look at items. Mythic's built on almost everybody here. Keo, what I would imagine will be building his right now. I believe it's going to be Divine Sunderer. My memory serves me correctly here. Ryan landing a bind on the Basil there. Slow not going to impact him. He can just walk on out. But everyone else with their Mythic looking to be just on or around 2 items complete for most of the champions. Brian could die here. The slow is not going to help him. The Black Shield rather will not help. Crit attack with Basil. Missed hook there on Kobe's part. And a missed feather.
Again, as I said before, it's not what you want to see. We're just hoping the Founders really need to just know their limits, because every pick from now on is another 300 gold or more to the other team. So, especially with the objective lead already,
yeah, I was
that's
about
really
to
what
say,
you want.
especially with at Soul Point here. If you're looking from the Founders' perspective, you don't want to see any blue anywhere near that dragon. And yet, look at the mini map, all blue vision. All blue champions around it. And it looks that what's called they're just going to give this up for free here. Basil's sitting there alone. No,
Let's come out.
that they're coming
Let's
here.
come
They're
out, though.
looking. They're coming here now. But we're
Chris
getting
is
there.
still
No.
split pushing the
8.8K,
top, but
7.6K, 5.3K down there now. Sean will just have to make his
Sean.
like Q into it. No, that's gonna go.
oh
Soul
no, he
Point.
has to go for the Drake there.
I don't know why you wouldn't. You have to Q and you have to.
But
do
Chris
everything
does
on high
TP from the
water.
top lane.
Starting to help salvage it out here. Basil could clean this up there now with Sammy coming in from the side. Yes, that's what it's looking like. How do you Mundi pull here?
Oh! Oh
No,
no!
nothing will come
Chris
of it.
misses the Q. That cannot. That would be the dagger on Basil, but Basil is able to evade most skill shots there, other than getting autoed by Mundo.
And a
That was a good play, man.
26-minute soul, you have to say it. I know we both said it. Expecting a bit more of a challenge there from Sean for it, but now Elder will have to be the priority. It's just everything. It's just everything coming later for them right now. If it's not the first drag, it's the second drag. One of these objectives, one of these neutral objectives, will have to be their top priority here coming soon. You would have to imagine.
For sure, for sure. On the other side, great plays from the Taewonies or the Taewonies.
Of course.
Prioritizing the Drake every time, keeping it boarded around, and also keeping Sean off. So, gotta give it up to them for being able to really prioritize the objectives, even though the other team he was coming back for a bit.
And now, at least at this point, it's apparent that the Founders are starting to take a whole lot more consideration here as the fight breaks out here. Ryan could die here, no? Yes, with Anthony right there. Just poor positioning there. Walking up toward the top lane where Anthony was already starting to collapse in on Chris there. Turret balls. Yet here, certainly Anthony knocked out this alive. No, Kyo about to die, presumably here. No, he won't. He will close the gap on Hubert.
And that's the main thing that's the big problem with the Founders they've been having. It's just the lack of communication, lack of positioning together, because their win condition is to play together, but they keep getting split off one by one or getting picked off one by one, which causes these unfair fights and objective lead for the Taewonies.
And for now, Basil collecting stacks. He's now on his 7th mark. My apologies. So, Passwing probably should have been tracking that a bit more over the course of the game, but he has been in the Founders jungle for a good percentage of the time there, getting their stacks down.
At this point, I would have to say I think the best course of action for the Founders would definitely be to try to get a pick, because if I'm the Taewonies, I'm feeling a bit confident. Might be split pushing a bit, so maybe the Founders can take advantage of that.
I mean, looking around the board, it appears that for the most part, it's a lead in every category, lead in every lane for them, in every position. So, for the JT1s at this point. So, yes, it'll be something to look out for here. Again, confidence. You don't want to overbrew here. I don't think that's what's going to be happening here, as it looks like Basil will just get out of here for free. Unless Kyo dodges the bind, the hook not coming out. They do have vision of Eunice there, so nothing happening. Nothing of sorts.
I'm interested in seeing what the Taewonies want to do here. If they want to push mid, or you want to prio. Either way, I don't know how long Elder is.
Dragon, I would assume it would have to probably be another minute and a half to minute 45. So you could take one right now. It's not what they're going to do. I don't appear, or it doesn't appear, unless you do see Anthony start to move over. But then you also see Basil start to make moves towards the other side. So here they could just shove out, prep for Elder maybe, and then go Baron off of that. There is that a mark on the Baron? Perhaps a little. It appears there's a mark up around here. I don't know if that will be Scuttle when it spawns in here.
That should be Baron.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit of influence coming in here now. But again, Elder, what I can only imagine, is a minute and a half out. They're looking for the vision here. They want to see what the Founders have planted.
Yeah, the Taewonies definitely are doing better in the warding department, because their bot side jungle for the Founders is complete.
Here, Ryan just out of position here, and he will be punished for it. One would assume Basil flashes for it. Now, with Elder coming up, you can make the excuse that was worth it. Necessarily the flash, mind you. Kobe missing the hook. Anthony missing the W there.
Still flashing.
Missile. And Sean will get out of that alive. Again, there's fights all around breaking apart here. Basil raining hell from afar with those 7 to 8 stacks now by this point in time. And you would only have to imagine that could be, what, 40-second death timer there on Eunice. 15 on Ryan. That's certainly going to be Elder down, and that could potentially be Baron. For now, it's appearing that The Founders, you're just gonna want a turtle, and you're just gonna want to wait to see the mistake. Wait for a mistake, and capitalize on it. Although it doesn't look to be too pertinent of a pattern here from so. Good blue ward now. So now they know. They might just go 1-2, and then potential reset. That's where my head would be. Reset and then go after it. A bit of a pointless fight here coming from Sean. It nearly was a red buff, but that's going to cost him Baron, no? It's apparent that could be costing them Baron. And at some point in time, you would have to start to think. The door, it's with each death, it's becoming 1 inch closer, or 1 inch, closer to being closed to having a nail shut on it.
For sure.
The way back in is so narrow. You were saying.
Yeah, for sure. This again, I've been repeating it all game, but it's definitely mistakes on the Founders is definitely miscommunication, mispositioning, definitely, because they keep getting picked off one by one, and that definitely takes a toll on your team's mental. So we're clearly seeing the effects of that so far. But you never know. There's always a chance. There's always a chance to come back.
And at some point in time here, you're going to have to imagine that Taewonies are just going to call game here, and you're just going to want to end it. You have Elder buff, you have Baron buff. You're sitting on nearly 3 items on everybody, if not everybody. At some point, you just have to pull the trigger on the game.
Sure. Oh, Sean might be dead again here. Oh,
Sean goes down. Eunice could potentially follow suit. Yes, she will.
And that will gets one.
Basil overextending. Out of the Feather's reach though for now, so the recall will not mean anything. Chris fighting him off, ulting everything. And no, Ryan will miss that one out. Oh my. An expertly timed Zonia's there to bait out Kyo, sending them home packing.
I think that was a pretty bad misplay from the Taewonies, because they definitely had the win right there if they just played it a bit better.
It has to be a shot in the arm. It has to be a shot in the arm for the Founders. Just not necessarily a second win to life, but it definitely gives them a little bit of confidence here to maybe push out and not turtle entirely.
For sure, for sure. I do want to see how the Founders are able to respond here, because throughout the whole game they've been out of position for most of the time. They've been getting picked off one by one, but in this case you have to stay in base. So we'll have to see if they can just win their 5v5s, because there are no objectives up, so it's definitely going to be push mid or there's going to be a stall. So we'll have to see.
2 inhibs down on the part of the Founders.
I think 3 of them still have Baron, so...
And that should be expiring here within the next minute and a half, no? A potential hook there coming out there from Code. So we'll go astray.
Taewonies grouping up in the top jungle, looking for a pick on Eunice here. A little scuffle in the jungle. Eunice is picked off. It's just hard to watch, I suppose. Those are good engage by the Taewonies, because they've been taking advantage of the mispositioning happening for the Founders the entire game. So definitely a bounce back from last game where they take advantage. But it was a... Yeah, you got it.
No, preseason again, there's always time to make mistakes, and there's more than enough time to bounce back from them. Again, game one, you can't make too many bold assumptions out of it. But that will be the Founders dropping their first game, the Taewonies making it level 1-1 now on the day. Finishing off their day one, 1-1 here. There we go.